Okay, we're gonna be talking about superpowers, not superpowers, elemental powers, and how helpful would they be in a daily life? Like, you're not fighting, you're not saving people, you just have those powers. And it's not like a Spider Man situation, like, you gotta fight for everyone to win. It's just like you got powers, you get to chill with your powers and get powers, but you don't save the world. How useful would these powers be? Uh, Basically, ranking video on that. I feel like we should add these two together first of all, you know. But yeah, so we start off from will, which it is the power of creation. I feel like this power pretty helpful. Like, imagine you just want a snack, and then you just like create me chocolate, and then it just happens. Pretty nice power to have. Uh, yeah, and I would like this one a lot. Like, you can get basically you get anything you want. Sign me up. Garmadon's destruction. Uh, it's basically kind of made for fighting. Like, it's not useful, really. What happened to Garmadon? Okay, let's pretend we have him. It's really made for fighting, in my opinion. Like, I guess you could destroy some stuff, but I feel like the power is too powerful to destroy some stuff. But you could say the same thing about the creation power, but I feel like you could still destroy some small stuff. But like what are you going oh there he is. What are you gonna destroy? Trash? Like there's nothing to destroy, really, like as a casual life with superpowers. There's literally nothing to destroy. Mr. Pale, useless power. It's not even made for fighting. It's like useless. Like, genuinely, like, I like the guy. I like his design. I like that we saw his actual face, but the entire time we see him, we don't see his face. He also, Mr. Pale mentions how it's harder to shave because he doesn't get to look at his invisible skin. It is not, he isn't, his power isn't invisibility, it's to shape light to make him seem invisible. Which is nice if you could, like, change stuff to make it shadow so you can hide easier. But like then it's like it's also not convenient. It's made for sneaking or like hiding. Maybe that should be in a column. That's I'm gonna add that as a clear row, add a row above. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna make it. Made for sneaking, like sneaking around. I mean, like what am I doing? Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna cough. Why do I always cough when I start off the video? Crazy thing. Okay, I'm just think I'm gonna grab a sip of water so you don't have to hear me talking. Yeah, coughing. It's crazy because I start the video and I talk, and I want to cough, and then I do cough, and then I stop the video and I don't cough at all. But back to the video. Okay, so Mr. Pale's like, I guess I could see his power being made for sneaking, like pretty well. Like, it's helpful, for sneaking around and everything. But like it's only helpful like if you want to be a thief or sneak out. Like, that's it. That's all it's helpful. And it also matters in this hypothetical thing that you get random powers and you just want to use it casually and you don't want to fight for justice or anything like anything of that. Do your parents know that you have powers, or do you only know? Because if they don't know, this one they will know because you can't even see your face. I don't know. I feel like it's very big inconvenience for a power. Neuro, neuro Neuro. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The power of the mind. I feel like it's pretty helpful, but I like how they use his power of the mind compared to other power people of power of the mind. They don't make him like super intelligent. They make him like if you see someone, you have these beams going out, and that's when you can read their mind. Which I feel like it's more creepy, but it's way more interesting than doing that. Oh yeah, they're just super smart. It's just way nicer, but also like does everyone see the beams? Because you can also control your thoughts, which is if this was not the kids show, that could go dark. That could go dark. But basically, I want to say pretty good power. I like it. I feel like it's going to be pretty helpful. Like it could be helpful on a test. And they're like, show me the answers. Teacher, what's the answer for math? All of the questions. Like it's pretty helpful. It's pretty helpful. And it doesn't really affect your life that much for fighting. It's more to find out news or anything. Or for like a mission or something. But like I feel like it could be used in real life. You know, Zeatrix, it's made for fighting. I don't care. She literally makes beams out of her place. It's made for fun fighting. Ash. First of all, Sora mentions how even Ash, like she's so not Ash, but like she mentions how Cinder, like how does he use the smoke? You got to get used to it. Already not that helpful. It does make it easier to sneak around, which I could see it for sneaking around. Uh, I do think it's also a good way to fight. Like you can, it's like kind of like teleportation, but you leave a smoke behind. I like that a lot. Like you can't run across the whole teleport to the end of the world, but like you can kind of like teleport in one place to another. But it isn't helpful if you're not trying to fight or sneak around. Not helpful in that. Jacob's power. So basically, Jacob's power, I feel like it's very helpful. Uh, Very helpful if you're blind because you can basically not see clearly, but you can see and hear. Like you just gotta play your guitar, and that's when you can hear. I know that the new Elemental Master of Sound can blow sound like blow sound waves out of his mouth, which I think it's a guy. I don't know, but blow sound waves out of his mouth. So does that mean that if any of these powers, if a person with a disability gets the power, it changes the entire power? Or did they not think of that? Or did they like think like Jacob's power was specifically made for a blind person? Like I don't really get the new Master of Sound, but I feel like if you are someone like Jacob, if you got that power, very good power to have, and I think it would be really cool. The only I don't feel like it's just a good power, genuinely. Uh, Master of Nature. I feel like we should put Santence right next to him, because I don't even know what the difference between their powers is. One grows, the other one, like I don't know. I really don't know. Uh, I mean, sure. If I want some nice plants around the house, sure. Honestly, I feel like it would be kind of useful because maybe I can grow fruit, and I could grow the fruit I want and then have it to eat. Very helpful. Or like if I want a plant to grab me, like I'm gonna be all poison ivy, and we're gonna be like, give me plant this and pass me this when I'm feeling lazy or something. Santans, I genuinely don't know the difference between them. I genuinely don't. So I just put them on the same thing. Do they have a difference? Or is it the same power and I added two different elemental masters for the same power? Because I didn't do that for anyone else, but I did it for these two. If I did that, I'm sorry. If there's a difference, also I'm sorry, but I just don't know what's the difference, so I'm just gonna leave them in the same category. Master of Size. I feel like this one's actually pretty convenient. Like it's pretty helpful. It's pretty helpful, in my opinion. Uh, Is it fully helpful? I feel like I would put these two in pretty helpful. This one is actually pretty helpful, but the only thing I'm adding it to a little bit of helpful because do you have to get special clothes? What would like go into your big form and your small form? Do you have to do that? Because if you do, that's very inconvenient. If you don't, how does that work? But also, I feel like it's very convenient on like, oh, I have something on the shelf. I just want to get I want to get that thing, and I just grow. But also, like, what if I'm in my house and I grow because I can't like, I couldn't like I want it to grow, but I grow a little too much and I break my house. It's helpful, but it's not at the same time. Like you can do some mistakes with it. I feel like Ash's power and Cinder's power, you could, oh my god, you could so easily. You just don't. You just should not have detectors in your house. Like like why are you gonna have smoke detectors in your house? Like they're gonna be beeping every 5 seconds. Okay, Kizzy. First of all, I love Kizzy's design. Second of all, I really like his name. I think it's a guy. Yeah, Kizzy's a guy. Kizzy is guy. Uh, Kizzy is guy. Yeah, perfect English, right? Uh, Kizzy, Master of Balance. I feel like I feel like it's pretty helpful. I feel like definitely you could go and like do a competition with balance with your friends and just like they're like okay 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 like it like you could impress people, but like if I'm feeling lazy it's not going to be that helpful. But like imagine you're falling off your bed and you could just balance on it perfectly. No one can say that they do that, no one. And does that mean since Kizzy is the master of balance, can he walk upside down the house? Because if that's the case, I want to do that. I know it's kind of made for sneaking around, and you could have. I feel like you could have really cool fight scenes with that. I feel like like one you know like kind of like the Chen and Moro fight scene in season 4, in the like last episodes. I feel like you could have a lot of cool fight scenes, but I feel like it would be just convenient. Like, imagine you gotta like fix like a cobweb, and then you could just like uh, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, when he first sees who was it like Ned's grandma, and he's like, "Can you get that cobweb if you're up there?" I feel like it would be useful. Also, I feel like it would be cool if like you could just jump up and down when you're bored from your ceiling. I feel like that one's actually really cool. I don't know if it's cooler than the wannabe poison ivy uh people, but I feel like, and the creation, obviously not the creation, but I really really like it. And yeah. Okay, so I don't know, I'm gonna rank these two differently, but I remember Acronix had the time to go forward, and he also had, I forgot the other one. Crux had, I know the colors that they have, but no idea. I know he had pause. Crux had pause, and he had go back in time. What was the other one? What was the other one? Pause. It was go forward, back in time, pause. I genuinely forgot one of the blades. Okay, but the time, I feel like time is just like no, no. It's not making for sneaking around. It's just no. No, I'm gonna put it in the last column because I feel like it's made for fighting. If you can pause someone in time, it's made for fighting or sneaking around. I could see both, but like or like if you can go forward in time, it's made for fighting. Or like it's not like I could see it as casual, but I've seen too many movies where it's so uncasual that I cannot see time as a normal casual power without any consequences. And I just want powers with no consequences. And time is just, I'm not messing with that. Okay, no way I'm doing that. Uh oh my god, gravity. Definitely same thing as Kizzy. I would love to just like fly to my classes. That would be so nice. And like, imagine you have a height problem, you can just hover over everything. Like, that would be nice. That would be so cool. Like, I wonder if you're a sleepwalker and then you just like, if you have the power of flying and then you just fly sleep, fly sleep. Ray. I wanted to include Ray because I feel like, he has the power of fire, and why not? And I kind of started off the list with older elemental masters, and I thought that would be cool actually. So Ray, fire. I feel like fire. It's fun. It's fun if you want to make a grill or if you're in a campfire, but it's pretty helpful. I wouldn't say it's about the fighting. You could use it for fighting, but I wouldn't say it's for sneaking around. But yeah, I could see it very helpful. Maya, water. Okay, this is actually a story that I have as a kid. A lot of times as a kid, I always found the power to control water so boring. I know it's so weird, but I always found it so boring. I was like, come on, you can control fire and or water. Most people need water. Like like I just found it always inconvenient. Like now I think of it a little bit more stronger. I not even a little bit. Thinking of it much stronger. Like because you can make tsunamis, you can make that, you can make rain, you can make way more stuff with water. But as a kid, I just thought, oh, that's such a boring power. Like for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like it would be helpful. Like imagine you're in a water drought. You just hold your hand over water and then it just drips like a water drain. Like that would be nice. I wonder if you could drink your water, or like wonder what taste it would be, or could you control the taste? Because I don't know if some of you know, but there is gas water with gas, normal filtered water. Like I wonder if it would be filtered water, hot water, cold water. Like what kind of water would it be? Could it control the waters? Because if that's the case, I would like that. But is it also like kind of, what was his name? The guy from Incredibles who controlled ice. Is it like I gotta drink water to have my powers activated? No, because this is Ninjago thing. But like that one question, I still don't know the answer really to. Like what color? Like what? How can Nia drink her water? If they run out of water, can Nia just fill up their water? Well, I guess not, because in season three, Lloyd did give everyone fresh water canteens, and he didn't think of that. They could drink Nia's water. Like that sounded weird. Drink water that Nia would. Yep, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But like, so I guess it's not drinkable. But like, what temperature is it? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it seawater? Like it's like super salty. Like I'm wondering what kind of water is it? It's so random, but I'm just like, what kind of water is it? Like random question. Lily, so pretty and so true. But okay, Lily, Master of Earth. I feel like it would be very helpful, but for fighting or not sneaking around. I feel like Cole and Lily's power is one of those powers. Like when you activate your power, a little bit, it feels like like you're putting up much more attention than you think you are putting into the power. So I do think it's more convenient for fighting, and I feel like I gotta be underground for the full thing to be the most activated. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not that big a fan of that. Like for casual, like I'm not living underneath the ground because that's where my powers are more like most effective. Like I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Uh, Liber, lightning, Jay's biological mother, also amazing hairpiece. Uh, Lightning, I feel like helpful, but the only thing I actually think that lightning would be helpful is charging my phone. I'm like, boom, charged, perfect. Like, oh my god, that's so helpful. Or like, someone, but like, if accept that. the only time lightning is actually helpful is if we get a power outage, which I think everyone at least once had a power outage. I don't know. I feel like, but like, except that, there's nothing else to it. I also want to mention. I just thought about this. Fire is very helpful if it's dark and you put fire on, and then I mean, you can have light since it's fire. But not that helpful really. If you want to just be casual with it, ice. I mean, sure, but it's a little helpful, but it's also like it would melt. So like, what is it helping me with? Uh, I don't feel like it. I feel like it would be made for fighting. Like, imagine ice in a regular scenario. Like, you can't get it like plants. Like, you can ask. Like, you can make the plants or like grow the plants. Oh, I think Xantans has the difference that plants. He has to have plants for them to move, and he can make plants. Which now I prefer the make plants than the use plants. But 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 beside the point, I feel like ice. If you want to get something like the plants, uh, for you to like take, like you have something on your desk and you're on your bed and you want the thing there and you take it by like the plants basically, or like the Spider-Man web. With ice, in some moment, it will melt. I don't want them to melt. Like, I know I am making a huge plant, like vein and everything, like a vein of plants to get something. But at the same time, I can always cut the plant, still leave it there because I can always activate it on my own and then throw it out. I can still do that. Like, is it killing? It's killing plants, but like that I'm not killing their roots. I'm killing. I don't know what you call it. Like, I'm cutting some like a big parts of the plants. Like, I'm cutting like around the plant, and I still leave the plant to be alive. Uh, but beside the point, I feel like if you do that with ice, it will melt, and you'll have a wet floor, which isn't convenient at all. Like, it's only made for blasting stuff. I'm sorry. Uh, Frack. Quake. Uh, I'm sorry. What do I want to cause? An earthquake? Like, why would I use this? What are we doing? Like, I don't see this being helpful. Like, it's not helpful for sneaking around. Definitely that. Like, imagine sneaking around and then having it quake. They're like, oh yeah, so Frank's definitely here, because this quakes, or we had a random earthquake. But it's one of the two, and I would guess it's Frax here, not the earthquake. Like, it's not a hopeful thing to sneak around. It is helpful for fighting because you can lose your balance. That's why I would like the balance power. But you could lose your balance really easily with the quake power. So I feel like because of that, pretty convenient. I like it. Um, yeah, basically life. Uh, I feel like it's like it's like none of these two. It's more like, but I'm not adding another column because we're like halfway through and we're not doing that. I'm sorry, but I feel like Lloyd's power. Let's put it to sneaking around, but I feel like Lloyd's power, like how convenient it is. Like, you need people with other elemental powers to access your power. But like, imagine I'm the only person who has the powers. Like, in this scenario, this power is useless. But if there's more people who have powers, I gotta meet these. Like, I feel like Louis' power is so specific. Like, imagine every main elemental. So like Kai, uh, Cole, Jay, Zane, all of them lived in different countries or like different realms. Okay, how are we supposed to meet to make the Green Ninja and protect him? Like, how are we gonna do that? How is he gonna be connected to everybody? You tell me. Like, you tell me how they're supposed to be connected with each other, living miles away from each other and never met. It's just kind of inconvenient if you like take that part away with it. I'm not saying his power sucks. I feel like his power is amazing, but I'm just saying. Roby was right because he was calling him the master of life. But beside that point, it wouldn't be convenient. Okay, Camille, Camille. She she shapeshift. I feel like that's cool though. Like I feel like that it is helpful for sneaking around. I would say that. Uh, I feel like I would like this one a lot. Like I feel like you could like when you can shapeshift around, you could try different haircuts, see how they look on you. You can try around like looking differently. You could like, oh, maybe I should look like this now, or like maybe I should dye my hair, or maybe like let's check that. And like you have literally no risk on your appearance. I feel like that's really cool to have. It is true that you do have your original form, and you probably do have to focus a lot, but like you can see like, oh, how does this haircut look, and then be like, oh, I like that, and then like and then you get the haircut, like you can be really creative with it for using it in real life. I feel like uh I feel like, oh my god, I'm saying I feel like too much. Karloff, you just gotta have metal on you, right? Because like what if he couldn't dump his like hands together, like he still would turn metal, but like when would that be convenient? I'm sorry. Uh, that's made for fighting. It's just made for fighting. It's not made for sneaking around because you're gonna be really loud. Uh, it's just not convenient. It's like it's not. It's really not. Uh, toxic. Uh, toxic. Tox. Uh, I like her new style. I feel like it matches her vibe, but like design, her style didn't change, but like her design, I feel like talks. I don't know. I don't feel like she would be helpful. It's not for sneak. It's made for fighting. It's like you blast someone with the the poison, and then they sniff it, and then they're like it's not a pleasant smell to like the smell. So I don't feel like I would want it, and it's made for fighting because it's literally toxic. Yeah, no. No, I'm not having that power. If I want to, no. Speed. I feel like that's very helpful. It's a very, very common time. I feel like it's so helpful. Imagine I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm late to school, and then you just run, and then you're in school, and then like, oh wait, I want food. I want this. I want food from this place, and then you run, to that place, and you're like, okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I got myself a good pizza. Great. Okay. Uh, I feel like it's very helpful. I feel like it's very useful. I feel like even if you're not fighting crime, it's pretty useful and pretty nice. Uh, Moro, wind. I feel like wind would be helpful, but I feel like you would get a breeze. Like if you want to get stuff from wind, like the plants' powers, right? You want to get the powers. You want to get the thing, whatever you want. You want to get it. I feel like the wind would kind of give you chills, like or like you wouldn't get the thing you want specifically. You would get everything on the side you want to. That's why I don't see it as convenient. I could see it convenient as, oh, you get to fly, but like if I got the gravity power, I already get to fly. So I think that would be better. The gravity power is better because like come on, like I can already fly. Wind just gives me the option to fly, and if I want to get something, I get everything on top of me. If I want to do the wind in my direction, I feel like it would be cool if it is a windy day and like you want to control the wind, or like when you fly a kite, like you did in season 5. Uh, that is convenient, but like accept that it's not really convenient. I would say it's made for fighting. Uh, I could also see it made. Could I see it for sneaking around? I don't really see it for sneaking it around. I just see it for made for fighting. Like you're fighting someone, and then you know you're fighting someone, and you can just like blow them away, literally. So yeah, Amber. Okay, so this is the question of does this does everyone have powers? I feel like it would kind of suck because you're a normal human being most of the time, and I would prefer to have my own adopted power. And what if I touch someone, because I have to touch someone, one of these powers? I feel like a lot of people, first of all, would get like if everyone had powers, and I'm randomly just touching random people because I want the most powers available for me, everyone would just be like, personal space, like back away. I feel like Skylar's not like that. Like she respects personal space, and I appreciate that. And I feel like it would be really weird if Skylar would be walking around and just like touching like just like like a back or like a shoulder. I feel like that would be really weird to see because if like, oh yeah, no, I just want their power. I just want their power. I feel like that would be really weird to see. Also, we don't really know how long can she use them for. I do like the theory where people say, oh yeah, no, she has a limit of how much she can use her powers, but like if she doesn't cross that limit, she's available to have the powers as long as she wants. I feel like I would be always worried to get through the limit because I would want to use the powers. That's why I don't want it. And what if I touch someone with the like powers of like the fighting powers, and I just don't want those powers? Like I feel like it's too much. It's too much. It could be helpful, but it's like it's just not. I feel like I'm gonna leave it to could be helpful, but I just don't. I wanted the least out of every to it is a little helpful, which is weird because as a kid I wanted that power the most. And yeah, so technology, same thing as electricity. Charge my phone. I guess it would be cool if like you could you could like get a job in tech, or like if you want to build a car, do you need the brain for that? Or can you just like think, oh, car, and then your tech powers just do it? Don't know. I don't have the brain for that. But like if I can fit, like, do I need the brains to fix this stuff, or do I just need to think fix this and then it's done? Because if that's the case, fix this, I want that power now. But if it's the case like I need to have the smart for it, that one's going down because I'm not a tech person. Like car, fix a car, like you're telling me to fix a car? I don't know how to do that. Wildfire heat. Okay, this is a common discussion. Can she? It is made for fighting. I would say it's made for fighting, but is her power like? Is her power? Can she move on the heat, or how does it work? I feel like it could be helpful because I put it like right there. And I feel like if she can change the heat, she's basically a heater. Like she's a microwave. She is literally a microwave, and if she is, I respect it. I respect it. I don't need to buy a microwave. Cool. But I feel like I could also really easily burn the food or like overheat it. Get it? Overheat it. No one's laughing. No one's laughing. I bet. Yeah, that was a bad joke. Um this guy, I don't even know his power because his fight lasted a couple seconds. He does this torpedo and then he aims it at Lloyd. That's it. I don't know when I'm going to turn to Sonic the Hedgehog, uh, but just red version. And you're definitely not Shadow, so I'm not gonna call you Shadow. You don't deserve to be called Shadow. But yeah, I think that one's made for fighting. But also, like, if you miss him, you're basically lose. Like I'm very confused. Like you can only go straight. You can't even turn. You can't even turn. They wanted you so badly to be Sonic, but they're like, you're not a main character. You don't deserve to be Sonic. Like I kind of feel bad for the guy that he didn't get more character, but at the same time, when it's made for fighting, and like you're not sneaking around like that. Like they're not. No one's gonna see a comment and just be like, "Huh, we're not gonna check that out." Kerr, Master of Decay. Oh my God, she. I feel like if it would be Master of looking younger, maybe I would pick it. But uh, I feel like it's made for fighting. Genuinely, like you're making someone literally age. I don't know. I don't know how I like that a lot. She does really remind me of a mummy, which I would really like Ninjago to have an Egyptian season. I feel like it will be a cool season. That's one thing about the Wild Brain era. They had really good concepts for seasons, and it made every season like theme so much different. And it's one thing about Dragons Rising that I kind of like. Every set in Dragons Rising is a mech or a dragon, and then or a bounty, which comes like every 2 years nowadays. But like with Wildbrain's era, we had like so many different themes to explore. I feel like I would really like pirates, Egyptians, and like what else would I want? Pirates, Egyptians, and Western season. Those three should be seasons and like the concept. I feel like that would be a cool concept. Also space. Space. They like I feel like so many people say, "Oh yeah, no, I actually like the video game season because it's such a good concept." Give us more of that. But yeah, tangent, but yeah. Master Fear made for fighting, basically made for fighting. Brute Force made for fighting. Zard, Zarkt. He his I don't even remember his power. But he's a Forbidden Five member, so made for fighting. Drix. He honestly honestly pretty helpful. Genuinely the only person from the Forbidden Five whose power is pretty helpful. Because, okay, if Kerr had the option to de-age people, I feel like that would be also cool. But, uh, but I feel like imagine you just want to like you don't feel like walking, and then you turn into bugs, and you go downstairs to turn into bugs. Or like you feel like, oh yeah, I want to fly for a bit, and then you just leave your house to fly for a bit with bugs. That's pretty cool. Or like it's kind of like, oh yeah, I don't feel like being here. Let's leave. You leave, and no one realizes that you turned into bugs if you're like very slick about it. Like like he can turn half his body into bugs and leave the other part, and just like stay with one half of the body and then just go on the other one and remember both things. You could basically be two people at the same time. Not two people, one person and bugs at the same time. I like that, okay? I know that sounds creepy, but like that sounds pretty fun. Okay. This was supposed to be surface tension. I tried to take a photo of it, but on the wiki it showed a video, and this was the picture I took. So just imagine it's the girl from Merlopia having the bubbles. I feel like this one's actually not helpful, but like it would be a cool party trick. Like what I mean, like you're at a party for like kids. There's like small kids, and they're you could just like they have a bubble maker, and then I don't know, like you could just make bubbles out of your hands, and people are like, "How did you do that?" Like they would be so shocked. I feel like that's a cool idea. Or like there's a bunch of kids, nothing to do. Let's make some bubbles. Like let's like you're basically an entertainer. Can you do like those, what is it called, like when you have like those sticks and then you can make one giant bubble? Can you make that too? Yes, you can, because there's a moment where Zeatrix makes herself into a bubble. you know I think it's a pretty good like it's not, or like does it mean like I can get some item from the thing, turn it into a bubble, and then have the thing come to me and then pop it, and then it's in my position? I actually am thinking that that might be the case. So I like that a lot. I would like that power, and I think it's an underrated power. Don't hate on the power. It's a good power. Why is it called surface tension? You may ask. I genuinely asked this to my science teacher. Last thing we're gonna do story time. Okay, so I asked this to my science teacher. We were talking about surface tension and different parts of the water sphere, and I was like, oh yeah, does surface tension mean that you like make bubbles? And she was like, no, why would you think that? And I was like, I don't know. Like it was just like I just thought that they would make bubbles, and she was like, no, it has no connection to bubbles. And I was like, okay, okay. So my science teacher, confirmed that there's nothing to do with surface. I guess they just wanted to make it more interesting, but the power more interesting than calling it bubbles. But this guy's power. Oh, he's nature and he's plants. That's basic. Why do you care about this one to be super specific? Like, why? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna end this.